Hello, my name is Nicole Brown. I'm a director at UNICEF USA. In my role, I lead one of UNICEF USA's largest partnerships that mobilizes resources and galvanizes advocates for polio eradication. As part of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, this partnership helps to vaccinate more than 400 million children annually, but also raises the profile of routine vaccination and health system strengthening. I mention this work because it connects my personal passion and professional experiences in many ways. I sought to infuse these skills and knowledge into the project I'm about to share with you. I'm excited to present to you today on my leadership project, as well as my leadership pathway through the WomenLift Health leadership journey. The rationale and inspiration for this project arose from conversations early on in the leadership journey with another member of this cohort who was in the early stages of launching a health-focused international NGO. As we discussed the challenges she was navigating and the many exciting opportunities ahead, this resonated for me personally, as most of my career has been spent at small startup NGOs. This thought starter is the result of conversations and data, as well as my personal experiences with 5 health-focused US-based international NGOs during their first 10 years. Research shows that this first 10-year period, considered the startup phase, is the most challenging for NGOs. With a high failure rate, more than 30% do not succeed, and those that do oftentimes do not fulfill their mission. There is also intense competition to secure funding and to build donor trust. And donor support has decreased in the last several years, especially in unrestricted giving. But thankfully, good news for all of us here, plenty of NGOs do succeed. This thought starter aims to consolidate the greatest challenges and best practices so that NGOs can strategically plan in these areas. The 5 NGOs I spoke with cited fundraising, communications, and advocacy as among their top 5 challenges. Securing funding, engaging a dedicated audience, and carving out a niche takes time and intentionality. The 7 essentials listed here are integral to achieving success. And while some may be less obvious, all have a critical role to play in an integrated strategy. For example, reporting is key to continuing to build donor trust, and networking is necessary to grow a donor and advocate base. As startup organizations typically have a lean budget and staff, the implementation and execution is oftentimes carried out by a small team of staff, volunteers, and/or other supporters, meaning that capacity building is also important. Now that I've consolidated the challenges to overcome, my next iteration of this leadership project will entail further developing tips and ideas for brainstorming and execution in these areas. I will also build a distribution plan to share this resource and solicit feedback as it's used. For now, this document is linked as a publication on my LinkedIn page, which is linked in the final slide of this presentation, but a wider distribution plan and public access is a priority. I invite you to give your inputs. I mentioned previously working at small INGOs, and in fact, that has been the majority of my 22-year career. With limited funds and staff development time, this program, the WomenLift Health Leadership Journey, is the real first opportunity I've had to learn from and grow with a cohort of similarly focused women. I've also been incredibly thankful to be with this smart, talented group of women. I've been able to utilize and further design my own style for coaching, leadership voice, and leading in uncertainty. These are skills I've been using and learning from while further developing with the additional tools and people made available to me. I've come to realize even people with the most senior titles and deep resumes experience imposter syndrome at some point, and it's led me to more fully recognize and appreciate my own strengths. I challenge all of us to normalize these feelings and have conversations around them so that more women can share, learn, and grow together. With this time, I've also reflected on my own career and future goals, knowing I want to continue to work at the intersection of communications, fundraising, and advocacy in global public health. If you work in this space, I'd love to connect with you and be a resource. Finally, before I conclude, I want to thank my team at UNICEF USA for their ideas, inputs, and support so that I could fully participate in this program. The staff and other contributors to the WomenLift Health Leadership Journey for championing me and other women on our career paths, and the women in this program for their openness, viewpoints, and guidance throughout our shared journey together. Thank you so much for your attention, and I look forward to your questions.